You are a vessel that the universe can work through. Semen retention. If you've been doing this for any decent amount of time, say a month to 2 months, probably 2 months, you should already have noticed some fundamental change within your life. Something happened that was serendipitous, fortuitous. Um, for me personally, it was not even, I don't think it was even 2 months. And I was offered a second job, right? And then maybe 2 months later or a month later, I had enough income to get a car, right? And I say this, the universe is using you as a vessel to work through because I'm trying to sort of get across here that there's not really effort in this, right? Most of society, they're kind of brainwashed into thinking like it's all about my effort. I need to work. I need to grind and strive and toil and just just get in the muck and every day just kill myself and just so much effort. It's all about grit and effort. It's almost as if that way of being comes from a lack of energy, right? When you have the energy within you, when you have your masculine energy within you, this universal energy within you, and you're building it up in abundance, it is sort of like a cheat code. You are going to work harder naturally, but there won't be effort in it. You will be doing what everybody wants to do, what everybody knows that they should do to get ahead in this world and to make their, dreams become reality or whatever. It is as corny as that sounds. But it will naturally be happening. It will organically just be happening. It's almost like you won't be able to stop it even. You couldn't stop it if you tried. Because energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it can only be channeled. And so when you're not expressing this energy, expelling it or channeling it in a certain way that it's used to by the baser desires of pleasure for no reward, right? It's just for pleasure and you're just losing your energy just for temporary pleasure. That doesn't mean anything. It will revert to a different expression, right? It's going to get channeled in a different expression. It must. It must. That's just the way that energy works. And that is peculiar to you and your life circumstance and who you are and who you were put on, what you were put on this planet to do and what the universe wants to do through you, right? But this is the ultimate, semen retention is the ultimate sort of sacrifice in a way. It's saying, I'm leaving it up to you. You are now just saying, hey, I'm here to do a higher power's work. I'm no longer going to live my life in a way where I'm trying to satisfy my own desires, my own passions and pleasures. I'm not going to live a life that's gratifying me. I'm going to live a life of virtue. I'm going to live a life where I'm living for something higher. I'm going to be a vessel that the universe or God or whoever you believe in or whatever you believe in can work through, right? You are now a a loyal sort of subject in a way. You are now a soldier that the higher power can use. You are on its side, his side. And there is really no effort in this. It will look to others that aren't doing this, that are devoid of energy, because almost everybody in this world is. It will look to them as if you are working hard, that you are doing a lot, that you get done, right? You're constantly taking care of stuff. You're constantly solving problems. You're constantly moving and doing things, right? Because you can't help it. There's just no effort in it. It's like it just becomes second nature. It's just kind of like it's just a part of who you are now. It's just a part of who you are. You're doing something for something higher now, right? You're being used in that way. And that's the best life. That's the best life, because only that power, only this power can give you a life that is truly exceptional. That is, a creative life, an intelligent life, an efficient life, a balanced life, a life that you couldn't put together that way if your life depended on it, if you were just going through sheer grit and willpower and determination, and all the things that, we're told by, alpha male podcasters and, athletes and all this stuff. This is all you need to do. You should see that, like, what people really lack, what people always have lacked, and men in particular, because we have this ability to retain our energy and transmute it, what was always really lacking it wasn't motivation, it wasn't determination, it wasn't passion, it wasn't grit. It was none of those things. It wasn't desire. What we were lacking was energy. That's really what I think guys, that the difference, between, it's not to say that you need to retain masculine energy to become great, right? Obviously, there are many great athletes and, highly successful entrepreneurs and businessmen and, actors and artists of all different kinds that they're obviously very probably lust driven. They're not practicing semen retention. So it's not to say that it's a requirement, right? But they were put on this earth in a different body, in a different meat suit. They were their purpose is different, right? They were going to live a different life. Maybe they just don't struggle. They don't their loss of energy doesn't affect them as much, right? Maybe certain men have, they're just kind of, they were born on this earth and everything was very simple, right? They knew what they were gonna love and they knew what their passion was, and they just pursued it. For other men, it's not so simple, right? It's not so simple. You were put on this earth and you kind of just felt lost. Like you just kind of felt like you never knew, you never really knew like what you were here for. You kind of never knew like why you couldn't make anything stick or work or last, why all your, efforts kind of fell by the wayside, and you would get lazy and you'd get complacent in certain times, and you'd constantly have this sort of idea of like, yeah, I need to get, I'm gonna get my shit together, and I'm really gonna go hard after this. And like, there was just, for me anyway, there was nothing that there was nothing that it's like I lost the fuel for everything. It's like I had no fuel in the tank. I literally couldn't make anything. I couldn't sustain anything, right? No matter what I tried to pursue, I just couldn't sustain it. I'm talking about, your passions, your, what you tried to make of yourself in this life, going your own way, right? Obviously, you make work happen. Like, you go to work and you get a job and you get a paycheck because you need that. Like, you actually have to do that to survive. You're kind of forced to do it, right? And so you have the energy because there's necessity there, right? But all the other stuff, I just couldn't sustain that stuff. And so I think we, as on this sort of journey, the SR community, the seed retainers, like, I do believe that a lot of us sort of can resonate with this, that we were not born in this life, and it wasn't just so simple for us. We didn't really know, from the jump, like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do, and like, you just go like gung-ho at it because of your life circumstances, because of the way that you grew up, your childhood, your formative years, because of everything, your genetics, everything that happened to you, right? You just weren't that person. And I honestly think that it probably happened for a reason, you know? It's an amazing thing to discover what we have discovered. That this energy that is highly powerful, highly potent, can be transmuted, right? That now we can create, we can operate in the world, creating a life that we just couldn't do before, right? You didn't have it. You didn't have the bandwidth. You couldn't handle the stress. Things would stress you out really easily. You couldn't think through things. You felt like your mind was stuck in like mud. Like, it just couldn't, like, all the gears, there was just gunk in it. Like, just gunk and like sticks and like just muck, right? Now it feels like, it's getting sprayed clean. You're spraying water and it's getting polished and lubricated, and now things are starting to go, right? That's how it feels for me anyway. And it really is truly incredible to see, how you really just have to focus on what you need to do. Focus on your part, right? You focus, don't worry about where you are. Don't worry about where you want to be. Don't worry about the vast distance between those two. Don't worry about how old you are and, how you've wasted your, like, don't worry about that. Just worry about what you need to worry about. You fulfill your end of the bargain. You retain that energy. You get more sexually disciplined. You retain that seed. You do the best that you can, right? Go for as long as you can. I'm not saying that you're just going to never ejaculate again. That's unrealistic. But you go as long as you can. You do as much as you can. I wouldn't recommend counting the days either. I've noticed that that's kind of, if the more you focus on your day count, the more it's like it plays psychological tricks on your mind, and like you can get to a certain day where your mind's like, oh man, we've gone this many days. Huh, dude, There's no way. There's no way we can go another day. Like it's bad now. It's like it's so bad. Like your energy is built up so bad, you have to release. There's no way. Like your mind starts to play tricks on you. So I wouldn't really recommend, keeping a day count. But you uphold your end of the bargain. You retain your energy. You retain your seed. You be doing the virtuous things. You be living your best life, staying healthy, making all the best choices and decisions for yourself. Something up there is it's watching, it's knowing. It knows that you are now a bigger energy source. You have the energy, you have the power to create what a higher power wants you to create, right? You have this energy, you have this power within you. You can now be this vessel, be this sort of energy conduit that can get things done in the world, that can be a force for good in this world. That's all you need to do, and naturally you'll just start doing more. Things will happen in your favor. Right? Not it's not all the time. It's not like it just, you do it and immediately you just get everything you want. It's not like that. This is obviously, you're going to be tested. You're going to have to show that you have staying power in this. You're going to have to constantly get knocked off the horse and get back on. You're going to have to show that you have staying power here. You are not going anywhere, that this is something you're committed to, that you are about this, right? You should feel this energy, and you should feel like, man, this is everything, right? Energy is everything. It's literally how you feel good. It's how you operate efficiently in life, how you get ahead of everybody else. You should feel as if you are just on a different level than everybody else. If you've been doing this for a decent amount of time, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year, like it gets more pronounced as the further you go in. But you should now feel like, okay, I'm on a different level than people around me. Like I'm operating more efficiently. I'm quicker. I'm faster. I'm smarter. I'm just here, man. I'm just here, and I'm going. You should feel this, and you should know, like, this is everything, man. This really is everything. What's having a hot chick, to hit cheeks with every night, when you just feel like trash. You got no power, you got no energy, you got no, your life circumstance isn't leveling up. You don't have momentum going upwards, right? You're just kind of like stagnant. You're never going to keep her. She's not going to stick around. It don't matter how fine of a chick you can pull. She will be temporary, and you will be left with that big black hole of that lust that you want to constantly feed and fulfill, and it just consumes you. And you'll still be left with, you'll have a life around you that's just kind of nothing, right? I'm telling you, temporary pleasure, giving into temporary pleasure, is the road to hell. It is the road to poverty. It is the road to addiction. It is the road to mental illness. Pleasure is the devil's greatest trick, if you believe in the devil. It's the lure. It's alluring. It's easy. It feels good, right? It's the easiest thing. It's the easiest thing for people to do out there. Everybody can do it instantly, especially in this day and age, digital age. Everything's at the touch of a button. Everything's easy to get. You can get everything delivered to your house. Like, are you kidding me? It's easier than ever to feel good all the time. That should give you pause. If it's so easy, if everybody can get these temporary pleasures, if it's so easy to just surf up some porn and jerk off, if it's so easy to just drink some booze and smoke some weed, if it's so easy to just, distract myself with this and distract myself with that, that's probably telling you that ain't the path. That's the path most traveled. That's where everybody goes down because it feels good. And at the end of the path is absolute desolation and poverty and destruction. And it's just, you were sold a lie the entire way. You were sold a lie the entire way. Hey, yeah, come. Yeah, this is going to feel good. Oh, yeah, this is going to feel even better. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. It's all good. It's all good, homie. We feeling good. We're all about feeling good here. Yeah, come on, come on. We're going to have a great time. Okay, okay, yeah. That's what everybody's doing. But you see it, something's up here. There's this other path over here. It's got a lot of foliage and, it's muddy and there's a storm coming and it's mountainous and there's a lot of rocks and jagged edges and I think I'm gonna go this way. And you go down this and you're just getting beat, right? It's just, you're getting killed, you're getting scratched up, you're getting muddy, you're twisting your ankle, nobody's around, you're sleeping on a cold, wet floor, there's not much food, you rarely see people. You see one soul like every now and again on this path, and he looks, well, he's going to look at you and be like, there's a recognition there, there's a respect there. And it seems as if it just gets, it's just getting harder, right? But then at the very end of this, it's a a hot spa full of virgins, No, I'm kidding, but it is paradise, so to speak. You never arrive. Obviously, this is an example, but you never arrive. You never arrive at the destination. It's always a journey. But better things start happening on this path, right? There's good. The longer you go, the better things start happening, We got to do the hard things. And this is hard. This is hard. Oh, so tough. But it's worth it. All right, that's it. That's the video.